What's up, everybody? Bill Tindo here. And before we get started, if you don't mind hitting that like and subscribe, I hope you like my phony aesthetic game room so I could be like all the other streamers that have phony aesthetics with some neon with their name on the wall behind them and shit. So, just a little bit of fun and goofing around from your boy Bill. Anyway, who cares? I'm just an old man yelling on the internet anyway. So, let's talk about something differently than we usually talk about. Now, everybody knows that I was born and raised in the geek culture. I love it. It's most of my personality. I don't just love video games. I love science fiction, fantasy, movies, books, TV shows, comic books, you name it. If it's geek culture, I'm probably into it, except for Harry Potter. I don't really get Harry Potter, but my son does. He's a big fan. Anyway, so let's get into what I want to talk about today. So, cosplaying. I love watching cosplay costumes. I follow a number of cosplayers on both Instagram and TikTok, and I got to say, honestly, my absolute favorite is probably Micah Burton, who is LeVar Burton's daughter, and she is fantastic. I've seen so many cool costumes that she put together. So I really enjoy that. I'm also a big fan of Jodelle Ferland, who was the creepy little girl in Silent Hill. She has a page on Instagram, Jodelle Ferland Cosplay. It's pretty good. She's a very, very nice person. Anyway, so let's talk about the cosplay community, because people work on these costumes, for long periods of time. Some of them are very, very intricate. Some of them are really hard to put together. I like the big mech suits and stuff like that. Those are really cool. But there's an artistry to all of them. And that brings us to what happened. There was recently a contest. And so there was a cosplay contest at Fan Expo 2023, which there's almost always cosplay contests, because you have cosplayers and then you have competitive cosplayers, of course, who try to make the best costume. So there's been a good bit of controversy surrounding this year's Fan Expo cosplay, and not because of the cosplay itself. So let's be clear about that. Number one, if you're going to do cosplay, it's okay to be disappointed if you lose. It's okay to say, man, that sucks. I really thought I had this. I really think I deserve to win. That happens. That's just human disappointment. Let's say bad sportsmanlike conduct and scumbag behavior is pushing it too far. So the first thing I want to talk about is, boom, this is exactly what we're going to talk about. This is a post by Evil Fett on Instagram, EVELFETT. He does a lot of cosplays, mostly evil Boba Fett, right? His name is Mike. So as you can see, he has a podcast here on YouTube called the C-List Villains Podcast. Well, Mike's a scumbag. And let me tell you why Mike's a scumbag. Because Mike is a cosplayer and Mike lost. Not only did Mike lose, Mike lost very, very poorly. Now, number one, screw you, Mike. I'm 47 years old. You making us older guys look like shit. Your behavior is worse than pedantic children. Just so you know, it's fucking embarrassing, dude. So this guy, not only does he lose, he goes on to his podcast, which is now deleted, by the way, because I've been there. It's definitely not on their YouTube page. If you click on it, you can see that I watched like the first 5 minutes of this one, which was streamed a day ago. But if you go to their lives, the one from 6 days ago is now missing. See, 12 days ago, yesterday, 2 weeks ago, they deleted it because Mike goes on and rants. Basically, he says, the girl that beat him was wearing blue cones and tights, and that was it. And it probably only took her the morning to put that together, and she should have never won. And the judges were biased against him because they wanted to pick young, hot people because they were young, hot people. And, it's age discrimination and all of this nonsense. This guy's a fucking clown. So then fucking bozo here says that he thinks he lost because, or his friend says he thinks he lost because he was sitting, his friend says on this podcast, because it's already been recorded, there are clips of it everywhere. Check it out on YouTube. This was brought to my attention. On TikTok. It was brought to my attention by Aerith. And she has clips of it for sure. And so does Kuro Senpao, which is KURO.SENPIE on TikTok. She's got some great videos on this. The friend was sitting behind the judge, and the friend's like this beast with a beehive hairdo. I had to sit behind her, and we got into an argument. And then when Mike comes out, I start yelling for him, and she was probably like, oh, it's this jerk's friend, so now he's got to lose. Let's make 2 points. Number one, this whole group acts like fucking assholes in public. Obviously, this is their MO. They go in, they act like assholes. They just do their shit. Well, let's take a look at Mike. This fucking clown, right? Am I right? Anyway, Mr. Fantastic here goes on to rant and blames everything but himself. Yes, he had a very cool costume. I don't deny that. But also, respect other people's art, man. Just because it took you a month to glue stuff together doesn't mean that girl that beat you didn't spend a month doing absolutely meticulous, perfect stitching. And you know what? That counts. It counts. It's art. Having perfect stitching is art just as much as hot gluing a circle 4 onto a tack vest. Hey, it's both art. Am I right, Mike? Mike, am I right? Anyway, in just another case of people behaving badly. This guy is a fucking jerk. All his friends are jerks. They act like assholes out in public. And they're throwing a fit because a 21-year-old girl beat 50-year-old Mike. I mean, get it together, dude. You lost a contest. Like, take it in stride and be like, hey, next year I'm going to do this and this, and I'm going to take it to the hole, and I'm going to win. But no, you can't do that. You just want to cry and blame everybody but yourself. And we know why that is. I've seen the rest of your social media. I get it, boy. I get it. Anyway, fuck Mike Evil Fett. Fuck the C-List Villains podcast. And I'll see you guys later.